What's up everybody? Sam Chilbowski here from Motion.io. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can integrate HubSpot directly with Motion.io so that whenever a contact becomes a customer, you can automatically invite them to a loginless branded portal to complete the onboarding process without you or your team having to lift a finger or do any kind of manual data entry. To get started, I'm going to head into my Zapier account and create a new Zap. And I'll quickly give this a name. For the trigger event, I'm going to search for HubSpot, and in the dropdown, select the contact property change as my specific event that I want to kick off this workflow. One note about this is that there are tons of different triggers that you can use. I'm using the contact property change trigger event, but you could fire this on a deal stage change or any other type of property that you have access to in HubSpot. So now that I've selected this, I'll click continue. And on the configure tab, I'm going to select the specific property that I want to look for changes of. And that's going to be this lead status property here. I'm also going to retrieve this property so I can use it in a filter, which I will show you in just a minute. Next, I will click continue. And in order to test this app, I'm going to head into my HubSpot account. And I have this sample contact I created. So I'm going to change its lead status from open deal to customer. Make sure this saves, and then head back into Zapier and click test trigger and open it up. And I see perfect. This sample contact I had created that I changed the status of was pulled in successfully. And then for my next step, I'm going to use this filter action that is built into Zapier. And the reason why I'm doing this is because this trigger that I've set up is going to apply to any lead status contact property change. So I'm adding this filter step as a way to make sure that only new customers are invited to Motion.io. On the configure tab, the way that I'm going to do this is I will do only continue if lead status exactly matches, and then type in customer here. And perfect, just as expected, this Zap would have continued. I'll click continue again, and then for my final step, I am going to search for Motion.io and select the create project action. If you haven't done so already, you'll need to connect your Motion.io account to Zapier. Since I have already set this up, I can just select it on the configure tab. One of the most important fields you'll want to make sure you map is going to be the portal template field. And when I click this, I can see that it's brought in all of the various templates in my Motion.io account. And I'll click this first one here. For the portal name, I want this to be unique to every single client. So what I'm going to do is click the plus button. I'm just going to do the first and last name of the client, but you could also do something like the company name. For the project owner name and email, I'm going to leave this blank. I already have a project owner set up within Motion.io, and they'll be assigned automatically, so I don't need to worry about that. Two other fields you will absolutely make sure that you want to map to values is going to be the client email, which I will set to the email that HubSpot pulled in, as well as the client name, which I'll map to the first name, add a space, and then the last name. Just below these two fields, there is another option that asks if you want to immediately assign tasks to the client. I almost always suggest that you set this to true, because what this is going to do is that any task you've created within your template that is client facing, your client will be automatically assigned to. One note about this though is that it's not going to activate the tasks and make them available to your client in their portal until you do so manually or through a Motion.io automation that you've set up previously in your template. The two fields at the bottom of the configure tab, I'm not going to do anything with, but they can be super useful. The tags field allows you to apply a tag every time this workflow fires and it creates a project, as well as use Motion.io's custom field values to bring in other information from HubSpot into the project in Motion.io. And I'm going to go ahead and just very quickly test this to make sure it's working. And perfect. I see that this test was successful. So just to confirm things, I'm going to head back into my Motion.io account. And on the projects tab, I see, oh, perfect. this project has been created automatically for me. The automations that I've set up in this template have actually already activated the first task, so it's now available for my client. And now every time a contact's lead status changes to customer in HubSpot, everything that you just saw will happen automatically for me, completely streamlining and automating my onboarding process. So that does it for this video, everybody. Hopefully now you should have everything you need to set up a integration between HubSpot and Motion.io to kick off projects the moment a contact becomes a customer. With that, if you'd like help or you have questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with us by sending an email to hello@motion.io. Until next time, everybody, bye-bye.